to actually say, you know what, I want to be the reason why this company becomes a $5 billion company in 5 years,
Yeah.
and I want to share in that.
Well,
And yeah, it's like it
there's a
is.
great
It's
question. Who
phenomenal.
wants a share in a $5 billion company? Like, yes, please. Can I put both my hands up on that one? The interesting
Yeah,
point, if we go back to that slide that had Dave and Sally Ann on it, the funny thing
mm,
is that all of those big companies, those big network marketing companies, were invented overseas and they were brought to Australia. But now you've got
yeah,
one that has been invented and generated, currently Australian owned, the whole box and dice. It's being taken to the world. And I just want to,
yeah.
for the MLMers out there, you might be thinking, hang on a sec, so I can be first here. I can be the first to take this to America, the first to go here, the first to go there. The answer is yes.
Yeah.
And earlier on, you spoke about positioning in a business early. I mean, imagine being the first hotel on the Gold Coast. Okay, so or the first food provider. You get my drift. I mean, there could be a thousand.
Yeah,
There could be a
absolutely.
thousand examples of this. But imagine
Yeah.
imagine being the first hotel on the Gold Coast, maybe 120 years ago, but then having Google
Mm,
so people book online. I mean,
yeah.
mate, the size and the potential of this is just amazing. And I go back to my current position. If I went to my business partners and I said, look, man, hey, I'm chasing 7 income streams. What do you reckon? What do you reckon they do?
Yeah,
Look,
absolutely.
they'd use some rude words and then we just get on with, hey, be happy with your salary kind of stuff. One thing I
Be
do,
happy with what you've got.
be happy with what you've got. One thing I do appreciate about IO, and again, not to harp on the point, but to me, the offer is genuine. This thing is
Mm,
it's reeking of ethics. It's reeking of integrity. And what I love about this is
yeah,
that
absolutely.
once IO has covered its costs of its warehouses and its marketing and similar things, the fact is that 100% of the available commission is actually paid out to the people that are genuinely interested in either shopping, as you know, like I'm a Virgin Platinum frequent flyer. Every time I fly on Virgin, I get more points. Well, every time as a shopper, if you just want to be a shopper and you want to shop on IO, the fact is every time you shop, you get reward points, just like frequent flyer points.
Yeah, and you can use them in two ways, Lockie. You can use them, off your next shop.
Yeah.
But also, Sally Ann has got a big experience working within America, within Aldi, obviously, with the food stamps,
Yep.
and the that people used to come into the Aldi shop and just buy crap. They weren't very, thoughtful about how they would use those food stamps. So
Mm-mm-mm.
what we've actually done is those reward points, you can redeem them absolutely, or if you want to move them forward and donate them to charity, we have aligned or are aligning at the minute now of recording of this
Yep.
with charity that will actually give those vouchers to homes of limited means, so that
Yep.
they can just go directly onto InnerOrigin and purchase good food
It's
for them and their family and their
it's
children.
such a no-brainer. So for those of you that are watching this video and you're into the whole idea of, you know what, I'm going to pay it forward, you could
Yeah.
literally you could grow an enormous global IO business, and then you could set it as your precedent. You know what, Lockie? 50% of the money that I generate in my IO business, I'm actually going to I'm going to pay that forward to people who currently can't afford healthy food. And
But
IO
even
already has the
customers can
structure
can
in place.
have that fulfillment
Yep.
of just shopping and getting those reward points, and then doing their bit,
Mm.
and just from their own reward points, the average customer can just simply donate their reward points, knowing that it's not going to be given to charities for money.
Yep. Yep.
Because of corruption and because skimming off the top. It's
Mm.
going to be given to food, to families needing food, so they can go onto the IO platform and actually purchase what they need, healthy products to actually
Yep.
fuel their bodies.
Yeah. No, man, look, I love it. And one thing I mentioned, Phil, getting to sort of these kinds of slides. I
Yeah.
just want to highlight to everybody that if you just want to be a shopper, be a shopper. It costs you
Mm,
absolutely
nothing.
nothing to start. So instead of using, a health food shop online, you're using IO online. So there is no catch here. The funny thing
No.
is if you do want to become a little bit of a business builder, if you want to, we don't really have the time to go through all of these slides in massive detail. That's when you would get in contact with somebody like Phil, somebody like myself. In fact, Phil, what we might do is we might actually film a second video where we actually go through this in detail for people, so we don't get sort of
Absolutely.
bogged down in the finance and similar things.
Yeah,
Suffice
they
to
can make the decision then.
Exactly right. Suffice to say, guys and girls, I started as a $495er, so I literally bought into the business for $495, and then I decided that I was actually going to buy a platinum pack. So the entire business has cost me just under $3,000. But the reason I actually got into that at the platinum pack is because you qualify for deeper levels of commission, deeper in your business if you decide to grow the IO business. And I did, guys. I've decided to buy the IO business. And ironically, mate, we're talking now, it's the start of July 2017. At the end of July 2017, because of the money generated by IO already, my platinum pack will probably be paid off. So, therefore, my business has cost me effectively absolutely nothing. But I've got the opportunity to spread the word about a very, very powerful online presence that is coming, just like Amazon, just like Alibaba. 5 or 6 years ago, Amazon was basically unheard of in Australia, and Amazon is now about to open in Melbourne. I mean, that's how big this Amazon thing really is. It's just enormous. Now, as we flick through these slides, depending on the level that you decide that you want to get in at, you do receive sample packs and similar things. Now, I just want to fast forward, guys and girls. This is the sample pack I got, which would basically it's about as much as it's $2,500, it was around $2,800 worth of really cool stuff. You should have heard Akito when she was going through her box. I called her up one day. She goes, "I hope you don't mind, but I've upgraded to the platinum pack." And I kind of fell off my chair, and I'm like, "Well, geez, what do we get for that?" She goes, "Well, actually, we've got facial mud, we've got a hat, we've got a detox. In fact, there's 2 detox packs, all this, all this kind of stuff."
Yeah.
I think what we'll do, mate, is we'll get into this. We'll get into this in a separate video. So for those people that actually want to get into, well, Lachy, what does AQV mean and QV and AC? This is where I would need to hand over to Phil and basically get Phil to do absolutely all of this, because ultimately, Phil, I think you're my mentor and you're my coach in this. But I do want to highlight one point as we roll through these slides, and that is residual income. It fascinates me about the power of residual income generated by IO. And the reality is, if you just decide you want to be a shopper, then be a shopper, fantastic. But if you decide you're just going to say to one person a week, "Hey, instead of shopping there, you could be shopping here. And by the way, this is a hell of a lot more convenient, and you're guaranteed of actually getting genuine product," mate, this builds really quick. Can you talk to me about this slide?
Yeah, this actually scares me, because this is just the power of customers,
Yeah.
And what we say to people is, just introduce one person a week. That's your challenge. That will be 52 customers a year. On average, people are going to be spending around $100 a week on all of their groceries and supplementation and beauty care and everything as we move forwards. And that's around a $400 a month shop per month. And you earn $26 per $400 shopping basket. So that equates with 52. That equals, just over $1,300 per month residually. Now, that doesn't take into consideration that those 52 people then will also refer your link and refer it and refer it and refer it. And what I like to roll it out is over the next 5 to 10 years, if we can achieve this with everybody in their first year, 50 customers, and the vouchers start to kick in and take off and it just becomes viral. 1,000 customers in 5 years is absolutely achievable. Now, if you've got 1,000 customers purchasing $400 a month and you're earning $26 per shop, that's 26 times 1,000 is
Mm.
$26,000 a month residually.
Yeah, and can I just, I mean, 26 grand, just so everyone has heard that figure, 26,000 bucks a month. I don't know many people that are on 26,000 bucks a month, firstly. But
No.
secondly, but you've based this, which I find quite exciting, you've based this on people earning, or sorry, so people spending only $100 a week on food. Now, mate,
Yeah.
I mean, I've only got
Well, not just food.
not just
You
food.
know, it's
There you
it's
go.
it's it's all of your house cleaning items, your beauty regime, you know, your dental care. We have toothpaste, we have deodorants, we have everything on that platform.
Yeah.
Mate, my wife alone will spend $200 on wine a month, I'm sure.
Yeah, but mate, Akito, and I'm very blessed. You know, my wife is beautiful, but she will quite happily go to Myers and spend 200 bucks on a very, very good quality moisturizer, which is, you know, that's her thing and that's fantastic. But I just said, well, imagine if that $200 moisturizer came from IO, didn't come from there. So
Yeah.
when you say to people, well, what I love about the model is that you're right, mate. You know, let's say you do have 1,000 customers and you're on 26,000 bucks a month. $100 a week to be spent on cleaning, groceries, deodorant, food, toothpaste. The forecast is very, very achievable.
Oh, and the minute we bring in fresh fruit, fresh veg, and refrigerated,
Yeah.
we honestly we believe that $400 a month will double.
Yep.
You know, so double your income overnight when we get that.
Well, I went down today to a supermarket that will remain nameless to buy all of the ingredients to cook organic muffins for Luca's 4th birthday, which is on the 4th of July. Mate, it was $51 just to buy the ingredients for these muffins. And the only reason I
Yeah,
didn't buy them off IO is I didn't leave myself enough time to bloody cook the muffins tonight, which is exactly what I'm doing off the back end of this webinar. But the funny
yeah.
thing is in time, you know, to have 10,000 people in your shop, you know, shopping, and mate, that's $250,000 a month. If you end up
Oh,
with 10,000 people, $250,000 a month.
most people won't be able to comprehend where this business is going, you know. And I go back to my initial point, you know, timing and positioning, you know, is just so key with this. In 5 to 10 years, you know, you're gonna have hundreds and thousands of people per country, you know,
Mm,
so you're going to be earning money whilst you sleep from different countries and things like that. And you know, it all starts now in terms of, do you want to be a reason to for this company's success and to build this company
yeah.
through customers and also affiliates and advocates, you know, and build that team of people that you earn a little bit off all of the customers as well.
Yeah.
And that will then, that leverage, the word leverage within residual income is powerful. You know, if you've got a team of advocates and they've all got 100 to 1,000 customers each,
Yeah.
and you're earning a percentage of that, that's true residual income. That's true leverage. You know, when you build your team of like-minded people that are all about, you know, truth and transparency, you know, of food, and really being a force for good in the world. And that's what we're all about. You know, we're very ethical, and very,
I think,
very
mate, look, you just
health
nailed it for me.
conscious.
You just nailed it for me there. A force for good in the world. And again, as I said, this is not an anti-Woolworths thing. This is not an anti-Coles or
No, not at
anti-health
all.
food shop. This is a case of, hey, there is the Uber of supermarkets about to effectively take off in Australia, whereby they're simply grabbing food from great farmers, giving it to great Aussies, and offering a profit share on the way through. And the only reason they can afford to do the profit share is we don't, as a company, IO doesn't have the logistical signature that is 961 Woolworths supermarkets, with
Yeah.
961 store managers who, if I am correct, are on the store managers start around about 120,000 bucks a year and go up. So imagine 961 times
Yep.
120,000.
Plus they're super.
Plus the super. Now, mate, real quick, because I
Yeah.
don't want to. I want to inspire people. I want to really help people understand that when I sat down for this thing called IO, and I thought, oh yeah, typical male, arms crossed, where's the bloody catch, honey? There's got to be a catch. And
Yeah.
I just couldn't find one. I just said,
No.
these guys are ethical. They're buying from great farmers. They're giving to great consumers, and yes, they're collecting a little bit of commission on the way. That just like Woolworths or Coles, but these guys are happy to share it. But what
Yeah.
do you take from this particular slide? Because this is talk about
Oh,
leverage.
mate.
This is massive.
Well,
This is massive.
just talk about the society that we live in today. I mean, just that bottom photo there. You get on a train, or you get on any sort of public transport, or any sort of city centre coffee shop, and that's the sight that you see. So,
Yep. Pretty much.
people on their phones is the norm. And people shopping online is widely acceptable, and people share and recommend things daily.
Oh, do they ever?
And simply by sharing and recommending where you go shopping, and them getting a voucher when they go shop, and then you getting a voucher for referring them. Well, if I get a voucher off my next shop for referring it to that person, well, why aren't I going to refer it to that person and that person and that person and that person?
Yeah.
And that, to me, just depicts the power of digitalizing the network marketing industry, and that's powerful.
You nailed it, mate. Because we haven't actually spoken about that. There are basically three opportunities with IO. You can just be a shopper, cost you absolutely nothing. Giddy up, go shopping. You can also be an advocate, which means you buy into the business and you can promote people, and your commission can go 10 levels deep and can go international. That's amazing. But in the middle, there's basically, correct me if I'm wrong, is it $47 or $49 to become a referrer?
I think it's around $49,
Right.
and you basically can just refer that then.
Call it $49,
But
and we could call it the $49 model. And let's say, guys and girls, I was a 49er. What that would mean is I would simply, every time I refer a friend to IO, they get a discount on their first shop. I also get a discount on my next shop. So if I decide to refer two people a week to IO, when I go and do my next shop, I've got two discount vouchers that I can use on my next IO shop, and I could just stay a 49er forever. Just refer, discount, discount. I mean, who doesn't love discounts?
Yeah, and obviously you as a 49er would be linked to an advocate,
100%.
who is building the business. So all of your referrals, all of your customers that you've now, they would get the commission from there. And again, we can go into more detail on that. I mean, I think the point of this video is to just show people what we've got, and inspire them in such a way that they might align with us and see this for themselves, because timing and positioning are key, and you have that with the team that we're building, and the timely nature of it here in Australia before we go global.
100%.
And
what we might do off the back of this, Phil, is we'll record a video about the payment structure and the commission structure, because that is a technical thing. Suffice to say, guys and girls, it's very powerful. One thing I will suggest, though, and to clarify, as a 49er, call it a 49er, a $49 voucher person, you don't get the ongoing commission. So you're basically getting a discount on a weekly basis if you refer somebody each week. But the fact is, you don't qualify for the global commissions and similar things that we've been talking about.
Correct.
Fantastic. That's absolutely wonderful. But it's you know what we should do, Phil, is that we'll record another video when I've got 100 people in my business, and then we'll record another video when we've got 500. Then we'll record another video when we've got 1,000. Because I mean, God, here's another thing. And you're saying here, you know what? If I do 2 customers a week, that's 104 per year. I've got a passive income of $32,400, which is fantastic. So therefore, I've now got a passive income where my wife doesn't need to go back to work to get a job, because all she can do is go to, which she loves doing. And again, guys and girls, I've given her the choice. Hey, do you want to go and get a job, babe? Or do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? She said, you know what? No, I'm going to chill out in cafes with my girlfriends, and I'm going to introduce them to IO. And she's flying with this. She basically just walks down, grabs her phone, and goes, "I'm shopping here instead of Woolworths. And by the way, if you can help me, I earn a little bit of money." No one said no.
No. And this slide is important when you see figures like $2,700 per month. You know,
100%.
most average Australian is mortgage free on 2
Hey,
customers a week.
listen, I didn't even pick that, but you have nailed it. Yeah,
Yeah.
most people would be about mortgage free, or even if they weren't
Yeah.
mortgage free, I wonder how many people watching this video would say, you know what, an extra 2.5 grand a month would actually help me with my mortgage.
Yeah, 100%.
Very cool.
You
And
know, and it's simply 2 customers a week, you know, shopping. And
oh,
then coming on to this slide, this is compounding effect, and in your world you will be well aware of compounded interest and,
oh,
you know,
100%.
compounding effect. So that at the top where it says 4 customers, you know, and then they get incentivized to actually share your link.
Yeah.
So that 4 customers that you have initially, the 49ers, if you like,
Yep.
you know, that then refer and that 4 then, you know, turns into like 70 customers,
Yeah.
you know, and there is, you know, that's $1,800 a month. So imagine if you have, you know, 100 49ers,
Oh, it's
a
but
thousand
but
49ers.
But just think about the speed that Uber and I love the way IO, because you guys are online, you can grab things like, hey, that worked really well for Uber, let's do the same thing, or that works really well for these guys, let's do the same thing. You know, frequent flyers worked really really well for Virgin, so let's have frequent shoppers. I mean, this the power and the fact is it's almost Amazon based. You know, 10 years ago people were
Yeah.
like, oh, Amazon, as if you know, as if anyone's going to buy online. You know, I mean, I didn't even do the research, but the weekly turnover on Amazon is billions. And yet apparently
And
this is a
Amazon,
concept that wasn't going to work. This wasn't going to work 10
and
years ago.
yeah, and the timely nature of Amazon coming to Australia, you know, later this year will actually train the Australian population to
To
purchase
shop
more
online.
online.
Exactly right.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So it's actually a great thing, and a timely nature that, you know, Amazon are coming and in Origin at the same time.
Mm.
You know, it's like I always use the analogy of fast food stores, you know, and when McDonald's perched on one corner and then, you know, KFC on the other, they didn't detract from each other's business. What they actually did was create a more acceptable culture
The fast food.
around
Yeah.
fast food and that fast food industry. So, you know, the more the merrier. And sometimes the health and wellness industry can be a little bit insular and a little bit limiting in their actual bigger business look on things. And
Mm, mm, mm,
by
mm.
having InnerOrigin in the marketplace, it's going to help all of your health food stores and shops and online this and online that, because it's going to generate a much wider acceptance of organics and healthy food, and that community and that culture around healthier eating.
Oh, look, man, absolutely correct. And just to, I want to highlight this point down the bottom here. We talk about your social network builds, and clearly social networks are pretty huge. But
Yeah.
if we do get, you know, step one, step two, step three, step four, then you're talking down the bottom there about $9,100 in available commission. Um, this is on top of the income we've already been talking about.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and this is where that compounded effect over time.
Yeah.
You know, if we were on this call talking about, you know, investing in a typical franchise, you would give it 3 to 5 years before, closing the doors if it wasn't working, or really expecting a return on your investment.
100%.
And if you invest in Origin with that mindset of, well, where are
Mm,
we going to be in 3 to 5 years? You know,
mm.
and you're acquiring 1 to 2 customers a week, and then they're referring it and they're referring it. You know, this that is depicted here, is on top of, you know, you're acquiring customers, but
Yeah.
then they're sharing. So it just
And
compounds over time.
the exciting thing, they're incentivized to share. Because, you know,
Yeah.
let's say they become 49ers and they say, well, you know what, I'm just going to share the link because I want a discount voucher next week for my shopping. They're
Mm.
incentivized to spread the word. So
Yeah, and
talk
at
about
any
something that's
point
going to
they
go
might want to then
viral.
turn into a business builder
Of
and
course.
then invest at that, what we saw before, the to become an advocate, the minimum investment is $495,
Sure.
and they get their own link then, which
Yeah.
ties the commissions to them. So when they start to share, it ties that commission back to them, is what that
And,
495 does.
and you're right. And to get it's just so everybody gets the global potential of this. This is starting in Australia. It's not as if it's been in the US for 20 years and now we're just getting it, or it's been in somewhere else and we're just getting it. This is just starting right now, which
Yeah.
wow. Now,
Yeah.
we're screaming very, very quickly towards 90 minutes. So we'll do a real quick summary. And what we will do subsequently to this is we'll do another video for those people out there, in the world about the commission structure and how it adds up. Because there's even rock star bonuses that are about to be launched where I can get an extra $10,000 a month bonus on top of my commissions by being a bit of a rock star. So we might do that in a separate thing. But in summary,
absolutely, Lachlan.
In summary, we are looking at basically an online Uber. We're looking at an online healthy supermarket that allows shoppers and business builders from all over Australia to benefit from an incredible thing that is IO. And on the flip side, we're talking about non-GMO, talking about healthy, talking about ethical, we're talking about helping farmers, we're talking about I call it the Battler supermarket. I don't want to harp on that, but we're grabbing produce from farmers that are having difficulty marketing their products to masses of people without actually spending thousands of dollars in marketing. We're helping the farmers. We're not beating them up for price. We're saying you set the price and we'll add a little bit of commission on the top. And we're providing healthy food to consumers that are demanding healthy food. Now, if we boil InnerOrigin down to basically that, I say to you, Phil, you're my coach, mate. Where's the catch? Like, where's the secret sauce we don't know about yet? Or I don't think there is any.
I always say to people, listen, we're not taking new products to the marketplace. Okay, so in terms of business, it's all about supply and demand.
Yeah.
All right. Now the demand is already out there, for health conscious, trust products that people that can trust. All we are doing, we're not supplying new products. We're just supplying a new platform in order to get all of the best products under one roof from one website without having to go to this e-commerce store and this boutique little shop and anything like that. So we are just wrapping all together the convenience of a health and wellness community. So in terms of a catch, there isn't one. This is just one of those businesses that comes along, like Facebook, like Uber, that it's just all about timing and positioning. And we're looking to align with people that see this before it's seen. 100%. Facebook didn't look like it does today when it was first founded, and have a look at innerorigin.com and see that is the worst, that website, and the least amount of products we will ever have. So if that impresses you right now, just imagine where 5 years is going to take us and what it's going to be like.
Well,
now you have that opportunity to invest.
Yeah, even mid 2018, I said 3,000 products. You said maybe up to 10,000 products. Let's say in the middle, 5,000 products. That's going to be more healthy products than Woolworths and Coles put together. But you can shop online. You do your entire weekly shop, and this is going to go crazy the moment fruit and veg get added to this. So I would say to anybody out there that's a little bit of a visionary or can see some potential here, basically get on the bus while you've got a chance, because the bus is already moving. There's no doubt about that. But I found out about this and I'm like, you know what? I'm in. I'm off and racing. And we are already at our first leadership level. And talk about return on investment, mate. In our first month of being in IO, we are actually going to get a return on our investment. Show me a guy that opens a health food supermarket that gets a return on his investment in his first 4 weeks.
Exactly.
No. So I will say, look, Phil,
All right.
you're a great mentor. Thank you so much for taking out the time. We've put
Not a
this video
problem.
together. What we will do is put a second video together on the commission structure. So for those that are interested, please look out for that second video. The reason
Yeah.
being is that there is a little bit of detail there we need to get into, but the devil is in the detail. But guys, as a CEO, as a professional trader, as an investor, I've looked at this compensation plan and it is absolutely bulletproof. I've had other network marketers look at the compo plan and go, wow, I wish that compensation plan was part of my network marketing business. So, but I'm proud to be an affiliate. IO call that an advocate, so I'm proud to be an advocate of IO. I think you guys are doing ethically the right thing. I think the potential here is massive. Hasn't even opened in Australia, and you and I are having this conversation. Imagine this conversation in 5 years' time.
Yeah, exactly. And imagine the countries that we've now opened.
Oh, giddy up. So, mate, thank you so much.
All right, Lachlan.
It's been a great chat, and
hopefully it's been of value to people watching, and that they can make a decision based on what we shared.
Yeah, and look, and get in contact. We'll put some contact details below the video so you can get in contact, and let's get going. Too easy.
Right.
Thanks, Phil.
Great
Cheers.
to speak to you.
Absolutely.
Cheers now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.